Okay, good morning everybody, and Chazak Baruch. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful Friday morning, Erev Shabbat Kodesh. My friends, we are 1 week away from the holiday of Shavuot. Next week at this time, we'll probably be sleeping. It's 9 a.m. and those that are staying up all night will probably be sleeping. But next week at this time is the holiday of Shavuot, and Hashem is going to come to every one of us and ask us, do you want it? Do you want my Torah? We said yes 3,300 years ago. Will we renew our vows? Will we say yes again? This is the question that's coming up. And we are preparing for this question, and hopefully the answer will be yes from every one of us and every one of our children and every one of our grandchildren. Be'ezrat Hashem. Hayom Shelosha v'Arba'im Yom HaOmer. Today is the 43rd day of the Omer, which is 6 weeks and 1 day. My friends, our parasha, our book, is the book of Bamidbar, which means desert. That's the name of the book. Yes, and happy Yom Yerushalayim to everybody. What a miracle that we were able to recapture the city of Jerusalem with the Kotel HaMa'aravi that we can go to, and all of us, many of us, Baruch Hashem, have been able to go and pray and connect to Hashem and to our history. And this is hopefully a step towards the Geulah, a step in the right direction, a step of bringing the Jewish people, Mekabetz Nitche Amo Yisrael, gathering the Jewish people towards Jerusalem. Geulah is a process, my friends. Redemption is not going to happen overnight. We say in the Amidah, Matzmiach Keren Yeshua. He's Matzmiach Geulah. God, it sprouts. Geulah is a process. A tree doesn't come up overnight. A tree is slow. There's roots, and then you see a little bit, and then budding, and then blossoming, and then you have a beautiful tree. It's a process. Geulah, my friends, redemption. Hopefully, the fact that we have Israel in our hands after 2,000 years, and the fact that we were able to recapture Jerusalem, and all of these people, Acham Ovadeh used to say, all these soldiers that died in vain, can't be. They didn't die for nothing. Hashem, obviously, these miracles can't be for nothing. The fact that we conquered Jerusalem, the miracles that were entailed in recapturing Yerushalayim, there's not for nothing. Hashem doesn't do miracles for nothing. Acham Ovadeh felt very strongly that all of this was only indicating that it's a step in the process of redemption. Be'ezrat Hashem, we should be zocheh to see the full redemption. Amen. My friends, the book of Bamidbar and our parasha, which is also called Parashat Bamidbar, is a very interesting name to give to a chapter, to a book. The wilderness, doesn't sound as cool as Bereshit in the beginning, or even Noach. Noach is nice. All the names are very nice. Lech Lecha, go. Achieve, succeed, climb. That's a beautiful name. All of a sudden, wilderness. What kind of name is that you give to a parasha? Wilderness. And not only the parasha, you're giving it to the whole book. It's not really, if you had to vote, I wouldn't vote on wilderness. I think there's other good names, better names to give to a parasha. And besides the fact, this is the parasha that's always read, always, without fail. This is the parasha that's read right before Shavuot every year. And it's not coincidence. It's on purpose. Why? What's the significance? Why in the world would the rabbis format it in a way, design it in a way that Parashat Bamidbar is read immediately before the holiday of Shavuot? Wilderness, that's the name, that's the inspiration. Rabbi, inspire me. If there's one word to inspire me about Shavuot, what that word, Rabbi? I ask you, my friends, listening now, live, or to the recording, there's a word that you could inspire somebody right before Shavuot, what would it be? I know what mine would be. Cheesecake. Right? Cheesecake. Okay, no jokes. Fine. What would be your word to inspire someone as the holiday of Shavuot's coming up? Hashem, Torah, humility. You know what we pick? Wilderness. Bamidbar. Why? Why are we picking Bamidbar? This is the question that's asked by many commentaries. And the truth is, the Torah was given in a desert. And we have to really understand why. Because if you're getting married, we spoke about in the past, if you're choosing to get married, you would get married in a very big city, a very known place, a destination, right? You pick a place that's significant, a venue. Nobody gets married in some random, forest. Okay, drive down the Belt Parkway. After you pass exit 17, there's going to be a random amount of trees. Book a right, and in there we're getting married. What's a place? What should I put on the GPS? No, it's not on the GPS. It's not a place. Why would you get married there? What's significant? Every wedding place that has to have an address. It's Eagle Oak, or this golf course, or it's this city, or it's this town, or it's this museum, or it's this, right? You get married somewhere significant. God's marrying the Jewish people. He's giving us the Torah. And where does He choose to give it to us? In the desert. What's the address? Unknown. No address. Even till today, we don't even know where it is. It's a wild concept that Hashem chose a nowhere, no place to give us the Torah. And we addressed this question in the past. One answer that we gave was because if Hashem gave it in a certain city, people would think that if you're from that city, you have more of a right to Torah. If God gave the Torah in Bnei Brak, then people from Bnei Brak would say, we have the right Mesorah, we have the right tradition. If you would have given it in the Upper East Side, then the city people would have said, we have Torah, you come to us if you have any questions. If He gave it in Brooklyn, if He gave it in Monsey, if He gave it in Lakewood, wherever He would have given it. So God had to give the Torah in a neutral location. This way everyone are equal vis-a-vis the Torah. Everyone's the same. That's one idea, very beautiful idea. But there is another idea, my friends, that I'd like to share with you here from the Lubavitcher Rebbe. Rabbi Jacobson brings down something very, very powerful. You know, a lot of times when we're coming to learn Torah, we make a very big mistake. And this is the following mistake that we all have made at one time or another when we come to approach the study of Torah. And sometimes even rabbis will make this mistake when they're teaching Torah. And that is that sometimes we try to make Torah as easy as possible to swallow. You know what I'm talking about? Some rabbis, they teach Torah in a way that they want to make it as if the Torah, you're keeping it anyways. And your lifestyle, you'll see that Torah, it matches it. And anyways, the Torah is the most beautiful, and it's the most comfortable, and it's the easiest, and there's nothing sweeter, and right? Sometimes, as modern Jews, we come and we want to have a religion, a Judaism, that's going to be, show me, Rabbi, show me why it makes sense. Show me that it'll make me happy. Show me that it's going to give me the best life possible. Show me that it's really why kosher is healthy, and why keeping the laws of family purity is going to help my marriage, and why Shabbat is actually a day of serenity and peace. And look, because Elon Musk keeps Shabbat, and everyone's keeping everything. And you see how the Torah was ahead of its time, and the Torah is really the best recipe for serenity and happiness. Right? Sometimes we come with that approach, as if Judaism, as if the Torah is something that is a tranquilizer, as if the Torah is like some practice that's going to conform to my life. I want to study, but I don't want the Torah to be inconvenient. I got my lifestyle, I got my philosophy, I got my schedule, my habits, my patterns. I have everything in my life, and as long, Rabbi, as it all fits into this regimen, I'm good. I'm working in these hours, and if you want to come and learn at this time, that's okay. If I could pray here, let's do it. If I could keep this, then I'm in. And the truth is that if you think about Judaism like that, if the goal of Judaism is something that's supposed to conform to my life, then why do we need Judaism? Why do we need religion? If it's here to nurture my predefined identity, if it's going to just satisfy my appetite, then why bother with it all together? Right? If really it's just something that's here to make me feel like whatever I'm doing is anyways right. Right? Imagine you go to a nutritionist and you ask the nutritionist for a schedule, for an eating schedule. And she says, well, you tell me, what are you doing? Well, I wake up at 8 a.m. and I have some meat, I have some eggs, I have a nice sandwich, bagel. She says, okay, I like it. We could definitely keep that on your schedule. What else do you do? And everything you say, the nutritionist just writes it down and then turns back to you and says, okay, well, here's the list of what you should do. And you look at the list and you're like, I don't get it. She's like, what's the problem? I said, well, this is what I'm doing anyways. She says, exactly. This is your new schedule. It's not a new schedule, it's what I'm doing. Why do I need you to give me a schedule that I'm doing anyways? Why am I paying you all this money? Right? We all understand that if we go to a nutritionist to try to lose weight, to try to be more healthy, and all they're going to do is really just fit our lifestyle into the schedule, then they didn't really do much. A nutritionist is someone that's there to tell us how to eat, not vice versa. What's true, my friends, with food is true with life. We have to realize the Torah is here not to fit into our lives, but actually our job is to fit our lives into the Torah. To realize that God, truth, Judaism and truth are not things that change. Truth is eternal. And we come into the world, we come into life with and the older we are, the more of preconceived ideas we have. And sometimes we try to come and mold the Torah into our lives. And the truth is, it has to be the exact opposite. The goal is actually to mold our lives and to fit them into the Torah. Because this is truth. This is the goal. One of my favorite mashals that we've said and shared in the past is the story of a man who went to England. And he saw this huge tower with a clock. He asked, what's this clock? They said, oh, this is Big Ben. He said, wow. Let me ask you, why did they put the clock so high? So high up. So everyone gave him a different answer. One guy told him the following. He said, listen, they used to actually have the clock very low. But you know what happened? One guy walked by, he saw the time, he said 9:17? No, my watch says 9:15. And you know what he did? He went over to the clock and he moved Big Ben back 2 minutes. And then another guy came and said 9:15, I got 9:16. And he moved it up. And then people started changing their time and then changing the watch and changing the clock and changing. And no one really had the real time. And therefore, you know what the rabbis over there in England did, the Chachamim in Parliament? They took the clock and they moved it all the way up. And they said, this is the time. This is the right time. If your watch says different, change your watch. Don't touch Big Ben. So sometimes we approach halakha and we say, this doesn't really fit, and we change the Torah. And the truth is, the Torah is truth. The Torah is emet. Torah has the right time. That's why when we bring the Torah out of the ark, we raise it up high and we say, Vezot HaTorah asher sa Moshe. This is the Torah. This is the Torah that Moshe gave to the Jewish people. And we pick it up high, because we pick it up high as if to say, this is truth, this is right. If it doesn't fit your lifestyle, don't change this, change you. To change ourselves. Otherwise, if we're just going to fit the Torah into our lives, then that's really what idolatry was. Idolatry was just another way of allowing me to feel good about my life, and I attached a God to my life. But really, I was the one calling the shots. I was the one deciding what's right, what's wrong. So I went to this house of worship, and I told them, listen, this is what I do, is that okay? And they said, yeah, sure, you can keep doing that. I said, okay, great, if that's the case, then I'll pay you and I'll give a donation and I accept this God and I'll put up a picture of him on my wall. But a people doesn't grow like that. You don't grow in a way that we're just telling other people what to do. That's not how we move, that's not how we mature, that's not how you do anything in life successfully. If a person is not good in business, if they're not open to hearing from other people that are more successful than them, what's right and what's wrong, they'll never change, they'll never grow. In life, we have to be like an open book. We have to be like a blank slate. Sometimes people come in stubborn. They come in, this is the way to do business. This is the way to raise a family. This is the way to, this is the way to, this is the way to. And they come in with all of these different things as if they know. And there's something beautiful about sometimes being a blank canvas, is that I'm open to hearing what needs to be done. You sometimes see little children. They don't come with biases. They don't come with a life of experience. They're new, they're young. And they come into this empty place and they're open to learning. And the teacher says, this is how you hold a pencil, and they're open to listening. And the parent says, this is how you eat, and they're open to listening. And this is how you're supposed to do, and they're open to listening. Children are growing so fast, so quickly, because they're open to growth. You take an adult and you say, that's not how you hold a fork. The adult will tell you, listen dude, this is how I held a fork for 20 years, it ain't changing. Now we have another answer, my friends, of why Hashem gave the Torah in a wilderness. You know why a wilderness? Because a wilderness is empty. A wilderness is a blank slate. If Hashem would have given the Torah in a city, then the people would have said, we have to conform the Torah to what we know about art and culture and music. And as long as it fits, it's okay, God, we accept. If it would have given in nature, with its beautiful trees and mountains, then we would have said also same exact thing. And Hashem gave the Torah in a place that there's nothing. Because the truth is, the Torah doesn't conform, we conform to it. That is, I think, a very powerful idea. The Gemara tells us, and we'll end with this for today, we'll keep it short. The Gemara tells us that there's a story of a heretic. Take a look at page 88 of Masechet Shabbat. There was a heretic who saw that Rava was immersed in studying Gemara. His fingers were under his legs and he was squeezing them. And he was sitting and learning, and he was so focused on learning that he wasn't thinking about where his hands were, and without realizing, he was actually pressing so hard on his fingers that they were bleeding. Amar le, so the heretic says to the rabbi, Amma peziza, you impulsive people, look at you. Tekadmitu pumaychu leudnaichu, that you preceded your mouth before your ears. This heretic says to Rava, you foolish people, you allowed your mouth to go before your ears. When God offered the Torah, what did you say? You said, Na'aseh v'nishma. You said, we're in. You said yes, without even listening. If someone comes to you to invest and they say, hey, we have money, we have an opportunity here. You want to invest $100,000. Nobody says, yes, here you go, here's the money. First, you need to hear the deal. You need to hear what's the return. You want to see what's the risk. You want to hear all the details, and then you could decide, do you want to go in or not? How could it be, this heretic asks Rava, that God offered you the Torah, and you said, Na'aseh v'nishma, which means, we'll do, and then we'll listen. How could you do before listening? You foolish Jews, you don't think, you Jews, you just said yes. You gotta ask, let me hear. You gotta say, I want to hear what's the deal. Let me see if it works. Let me see if it makes sense. You guys, you Jews don't think. And Rava says back, well, the truth is, we accepted the Torah, and that's why Tumat Yesharim Tanhem, the integrity of the upright will guide them. And what Rava was really saying to the heretic was that you're right, but you're wrong. You're right that usually in life you have to listen before you accept. But that's only because you have to use your sechel, you have to use your brain to first wonder if this is something that makes sense, if this is something that I should accept, if this is something that fits, if this is an investment, if this is a deal that has potential and the risk doesn't outweigh the pros. That's only true in life in general. But in Torah, with Judaism, there's no such thing. When it comes to God, there's no need to listen. Because by listening, what am I showing? First, God, let me see if it makes sense. Then I'm ready to accept it. But that's not the Jewish way. The Jewish way is Na'aseh v'nishma. First, I accept. Because deep down, I believe and I realize that the Torah is something that I don't define, but it defines me. I don't accept it on condition that it makes sense. I don't accept it on condition that it suits my expectations, it suits my feelings. Religion is something that is the Big Ben. Religion is the right time. Religion is a fact. Facts don't always have to make sense. It's a fact. The fact of nature. It's something that exists, and the Torah is that for us. And so on Shavuot, my friends, when we come to receive the Torah all over again, we have to all dig deep and ask ourselves, are we ready to say Na'aseh v'nishma? Sometimes there's a part of halakha that we don't feel comfortable with, that we tried understanding, and it seems outdated, it seems like it's irrelevant, it seems like it's no longer applicable, it seems like it's inhumane. There's some mitzvot that seem inhumane. What happens if a Brit Milah, my friends, feels like it's what are you doing to the baby? You're making him cry. Yeah, I gotta ask him, wait till he turns bar mitzvah, and then do the Brit Milah. What happens if, shchita, what are you guys doing? You're killing animals and it's inhuman, right? But the truth is, the Torah is here to tell us what's true. The Torah is here to tell us what's right. The Torah is here to tell us the correct way to live. The Jewish people understood this at Har Sinai. They said very loud and clear, Na'aseh v'nishma, God, we're in. We don't need to ask. We don't need to understand. Whatever it has in it, I'm ready to follow because I know that you carry the keys to truth. We should be zocheh to follow, to listen to this Torah, which is going to guide us, my friends, to ultimate success in this world and in the next. Amen. We'll stop over here. Have a Shabbat Shalom, and we'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.